Hello students, through this video we are going to discuss another lesson, that is lesson 5 from your supplementary, that is Moments, the Happy Prince. Let me brief you the lesson. Once upon a time there was a prince and he used to live very comfortably in his palace, and actually he was a good king, but he never went out of his palace and inquired about the suffering of the people, the problems of the people. He did a lot of good deeds and he was in the good books of the people of his kingdom. But he never went out of his palace and directly came to know how people were living in his kingdom, what were their problems and sufferings. Okay, and he used to stay indoors in his palace and lead a luxurious life. And in course of time he died, he passed away, and people remembered the good deeds performed by him when he was alive, and his statue was made with gold and valuable gems such as sapphire, emerald, rubies, and it was installed. The statue was erected in the middle of the kingdom, and the king used to look at the people over there, and he understood how people were suffering, because he never came out of his palace and directly had any knowledge about the sufferings and the problems of the people. Though he died away, he passed away in the form of statue, he could see everything around him, the suffering of the people, the misery of the people, and so he decided to do some good deeds and help the people suffering. But it was highly impossible for him, for he was a statue, he could not move and directly go to the people by himself and offer any help. Okay, in such a scenario, in that circumstances, a bird, a tiny bird called swallow, came to the place, and actually the bird was leaving for Egypt along with his other birds, and all the birds left, and the bird wanted to take shelter because it became night, and so it was very much tired by flying a long distance due to flight, and it wanted to take shelter, and it was searching for a good place, and it discovered that the place on the pedestal, the king's statue, was good enough. It decided to stay or take shelter in between the feet of the happy prince on the pedestal. And suddenly, when it was about to sleep, a drop of water fell on it, and it looked up. It thought that it was from the sky or clouds, and it ignored it. And after some time, again another drop fell on it, and this time it paid attention to that. It looked up, but the sky appeared very clear with stars, and there was no sign of any clouds or any rain, and it could not understand where did the drop of water fall from. And again a third drop fell on it, and it looked straight into the eyes of the prince, and it understood that tears, the drops of water, were falling from the eyes of the prince. And the swallow, the tiny bird, spoke to the king and understood the problem, and that he wanted to help the people around him, which he could not do when he was alive. And so the story moves on, and we will all come to know how the happy prince could perform the good deeds and help the poor and needy with the help of the bird, the swallow. Okay, let us start the lesson. The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. Okay, it's a fairy tale. The Happy Prince is a fiction. The Happy Prince is purely a fairy tale. It has all the characteristics, all the features of a fairy tale. That means imaginary characters. As I told, the story is not true. It's not real. All the characters that are used here in this story are imaginary. Okay. Next, far from reality. This is not actually a real story. It is a fairy tale. Happy ending. And the climax, the end of this story is very delighted, happy. So, it's nothing but a fairy tale, and I'm sure that you will enjoy this. Let's go through the text. High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. So, what does the writer want to tell us through this para? This is nothing but the description of the statue, the Happy Prince. High above the city means in the heart of the city, in the highest part of the city where everybody could see the statue in high altitude, on a tall column means pedestal. A high pedestal was constructed on which the statue was erected. Stood the statue of the Happy Prince. The people made the statue of the Happy Prince and erected it, means fixed it on a tall column, tall structure. What do you call that? Pedestal. He was gilded. He was gilded all over with thin leaves of fine gold. And how was the statue made? The statue was entirely covered with gold, layers of gold. Okay, to make it most attractive and fine. For eyes, he had two bright sapphires. So, instead of the eyes, the valuable gems, the blue color gems as shown in the picture here. You can find a blue color gem here, stone. Those are very costly, used in jewelry, rings, etc. And these sapphires were used or studded in place of the eyes. For eyes, he had two bright sapphires and a large red ruby. Ruby, you can see above the board. The board is holding that. Of course, near the board you can see a red ruby. That means gem. So, this ruby is used as the sword hilt. Sword hilt means the handle of a weapon or tool, especially a sword, dagger or knife. In the handle of the king's sword, which you can see in the statue given here, a ruby was fixed. So, the statue looked very bright and attractive because all over the statue gold was used. That means gilded means it was covered with gold, and instead of the eyes, in place of eyes, two valuable gems, sapphires have been used, and in the handle of the sword of the king in the statue, a ruby was studded. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. Swallow means a tiny bird, a small bird, migrating bird. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he had stayed behind. See, the birds were migrating from one place to another place. They were on the way to reach Egypt, all the friends of that, they usually birds fly in groups, and the flight is very wonderful. And the bird wanted to stop in the kingdom, and all his friends left for Egypt. Egypt means it's a huge country in Africa, in the northern part of Africa, and there is a river called Nile, which is the longest river in the world. Okay, and it's very famous. So the swallow's friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but this swallow still remained there, but he had stayed behind. Then the swallow, he means the swallow. See, the bird is given human qualities here. That's why everywhere he is, what do you call this kind of quality? Personification. So here the bird decided, the swallow decided to go to Egypt too, but after some time it wanted to take rest because it had got tired very much, exhausted. All day long he flew. Fly, flew, flown. All day long, throughout the day, the swallow flew, and at night he arrived at the city. You know, birds usually take rest and reach their shelters, and they will not usually fly during night time. And so it became dark, and the swallow wanted to take rest, and it was looking for some shelter. And at night time he arrived at the city, the where the Happy Prince statue was installed, erected. Where shall I put up? Put up means stay. Okay, live, remain. Where shall I put up? He asked himself. He said to himself, I hope the town has made preparations. That means this sentence has been used humorously to create fun. And the swallow funnily, humorously said that the people, as a mark to mark the welcome of the bird, in order to give a good welcome, grand welcome, they made all the preparation, because the kingdom looked very colorful, neat and attractive. That's why the bird assumed that the people made all preparations for the arrival of the swallow. So the bird seems to be humorous in saying this. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. So the swallow could see the statue, which was high. And I will put up here. Put up means stay or live. The swallow decided to take shelter that night there. He cried, it's a fine position with plenty of fresh air. Okay, it's nice. Plenty means abundant, more than sufficient. Okay, a lot of fresh air is there, and this is a suitable place for me. So he alighted means descended. He came down and stopped there on the pedestal of the statue, on the column of the statue, just between the 2 feet of the Happy Prince. It wanted to take shelter between the 2 feet of the Happy Prince, who was standing on the high column. I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked around. See, what does golden bedroom mean here? You know that the entire statue was gilded with gold color, and so that looked very attractive. And the bird, the swallow, the little swallow felt that where it wanted to take shelter, the place between the 2 feet of the Happy Prince of the statue, it imagined that place to be golden bedroom, a comfortable place. He said softly to himself as he looked around, and he prepared to go to sleep. Okay, when the bird was about to fall asleep, just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. When the bird, the swallow, was about to sleep, what happened? A large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing. Curious means strange, peculiar. What a curious thing. He cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. It was unbelievable. There were no clouds, and the sky is clear, quite clear. and bright, sunny, of course. With the moonlight, the total sky was bright enough, and there was no sign of rain or clouds, but yet it is raining. That means the little bird, the swallow, mistook the water drop as rain. Then another drop fell. What's the use of this statue if it cannot keep the rain off? He said. So what is the use of this staying here? The statue could not help me or protect me from rain. Okay. What's the use of the statue if it cannot keep the rain off? It cannot protect me from the rain. He said to himself, I must look for a good chimney pot. And he determined to fly away. The swallow wanted to set some other good shelter, for that place is not sufficient comfortable to it, and so he decided to search for another good chimney. Chimney means nothing but a huge pipe which is installed on the top of the kitchen to let the smoke. So it wanted to go and search a good chimney pot so that it could take shelter there and protect itself from rain. And he determined means strongly decided to fly away. But before he had opened his wings, when he was about to fly, a third drop fell. Again, a big drop fell on it third time, and he looked up and saw. Oh, what did he see? And the bird once again looked up to know where the water drop was falling repeatedly in a surprise. The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. And the bird discovered the tears were flowing from the happy prince, eyes of happy prince. The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. The tears were running down, falling from his eyes through the cheeks and falling on the little bird. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight, and the happy prince's face looked very attractive in the moonlight, that the little swallow has filled with pity. Pity means sadness, sorrow. Who are you? He said. The little swallow asked the statue of the happy prince who he was. I am the happy prince. The prince answered that he was a happy prince. Why are you weeping then? Asked the swallow. Why are you crying? What was the reason? You have quite drenched me. Drench means to soak something. In this context, made wet. You made me wet. You have quite drenched me. If you go into the water during rain, if you go out during rain, you will get drenched. Means you become wet. You have quite drenched me with your tears. When I was alive, the king started saying. He was able to speak, though he was in the form of a rock or statue. When I was alive and had a human heart, when I had a heart like human beings, when I was living in the form of a human, when I was alive, answered the statue. I did not know what tears were. I did not know what tears means here, problems and sufferings, because I used to lead a comfortable life. I did not know what tears were means. I did not know what suffering was. I never understood what the problems of the people. For I lived in the palace, a huge palace, where kings usually take shelter, where sorrow is not allowed to enter, and there was no word sorrow known to me. My courtiers my people called me the happy prince, for I was being always happy and leading a comfortable life. And happy indeed I was. Of course I was really. Indeed means In fact, really, I was really very happy when I was alive. So I lived and so I died. So I lived and I died. I never knew what problems were, what suffering was, and what tears were. And now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the misery of my city. So now, after my death, in memory of me, they erected a statue here on the high column. Now I could see the ugliness means all the problems, all the suffering and the pathetic condition of the people around me in the form of a statue. And through my heart, and though my heart is made of lead, that is a kind of metal whose Latin name is plumbum. It is very hard. And through though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep. See, now I don't have human heart. My entire body is made of rock and heart is made of a strong metal called lead. But I cannot go and help anybody. I cannot show my compassion, but I can weep. I can show my feelings and I can shed tears. What is he not solid gold? What? Is he not solid gold? He is not really very hot. He is not made of gold, which is in the form of a strong solid metal. The tiny swallow started thinking. Said the swallow to himself, he was too polite to make any personal remark. Too polite means too modest. Okay, obedient. To make any personal means that refers to a person himself. Far away, continued the statue in a low musical voice. The statue of the happy prince continued saying in low and musical means that is a pleasant voice. Far away in a little street there is a poor house. See, here you could see a poor house very distant from here. One of the windows is open. The house has two or three windows. One of them is open, and through each I can see a woman seated at the table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse red hands, all pricked by the needle, for she is a seamstress. And I could see a woman who was suffering a lot. Her face, see, the woman was sitting at a table. Her face was thin, means very pale, and worn out means appears as though it dried up. Good wrinkles are also formed there as a sign of her suffering. And she had coarse means rough, which is not smooth. Red hands, all pricked by the needle. That means she was sewing. Sewing means attaching two small pieces of cloth using thread manually, using needle. And due to the continuous sewing, her hands became red in color as though they were pricked by the needle, for she is a seamstress. Seamstress means a woman who makes a living or livelihood by sewing. See in the picture, she is embroidering, or she is stitching something with the help of needle. She is embroidering flowers on a satin gown, a fine cloth. Satin is nothing but a fine, vibrant cloth, on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maid of honor. So the queen's maid ordered her to make a gown with embroidered flowers, and she was now doing that to wear at the next court ball. Court ball means nearby a function was there in the queen's house, and the queen ordered the seamstress to sew or make a beautiful satin gown, and now she was doing that. If she could do that, she could get some money, she could earn her livelihood. That was her livelihood. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. See, whereas she had a son and he was ill, lying on the bed. He has a fever. He is suffering from fever and he is asking his mother to give him oranges. He requested his mother that he wanted oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water. She couldn't afford to provide any food or oranges to him. She could only provide him with some river water. So he is crying, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt?" The happy prince found that the son of the little boy of the seamstress was suffering a lot due to fever and hunger, and his mother was not able to provide him anything other than river water. So that boy was crying, and the happy prince narrated everything to the swallow and requested the swallow, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt?" And in the handle of my sword, what is called that? Hilt. And there is a ruby, a valuable gem. You please pick it out and hand over or give it away to the seamstress. "My feet are fastened," fastened means tied, "to this pedestal," means raised platform, so high column on which the statue was erected, and I cannot move. I cannot move because I was fixed there in the form of rock here. So please take the ruby, the valuable stone, from the handle or hilt of the sword and give that to the seamstress, so that she could sell that ruby and get some money and look after her son well. The happy prince requested the swallow to do the favor. "I am waited for in Egypt." No, my friends all left for Egypt 6 weeks ago. I too, they are waiting for me. I have to leave for Egypt. Said the swallow, "My friends are flying up and down the Nile." I told you the river, the longest river which flows through Egypt, and talking to the large lotus flowers. "Soon they will go to sleep. All my friends will go to sleep soon, and I have to go and meet them." Okay. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Thus, the prince requested the swallow to stay with him one night and do the favor. Act as a messenger means to give something to the people who needed on behalf of the king, as he himself could not go and help anybody. "The boy is so thirsty." I explained you. The boy is so thirsty, of course hungry and suffering from fever. And the mother so sad, for she could not provide him anything due to poverty. The happy prince requested the swallow. "I don't think I like boys. I'm not sure that I like boys," answered the swallow. "I want to go to Egypt. I could not wait any longer, no more." But the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry, because the happy prince looked very sad, pathetic, and he could not help the people who were suffering, and the swallow was reluctant to help him, unwilling to help him. "It is very cold here," he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. However, the swallow understood the feelings and the suffering of the king, and it wanted to act as messenger and do good deeds on behalf of the prince. And it said it was quite cold here. Of course, I would stay and act as a messenger for one night. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince. The prince thanked the little swallow for agreeing to be a messenger. The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword as the prince told it. It took the ruby, it plucked the ruby or picked out the ruby which is in the hilt or handle of the sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. He passed by the cathedral. What's the meaning of the cathedral? Nothing but a church. A head church in the district or a particular place. Cathedral tower where the white marble angels were sculptured. That means over the cathedral or the church there are a number of beautiful angels or the images of God or gods were engraved, cut in the stone. He passed by the palace. He moved by the palace, flew by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. And he heard and he felt somebody dancing there. A beautiful girl came out on the balcony, means an extension of the hall or veranda, with her lover. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball, she said. Of course, she was the queen who ordered the seamstress the satin gown with embroidered flowers for the next ball. That means function, celebration. I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. The seamstresses means nothing but the people who make this kind of gowns or these costumes with what we call them as tailors now, were very lazy. Were not giving them on time. I'm waiting for that gown. He passed over the river. That means a little swallow passed over the river, the Nile river, and saw the lanterns, means the lamps, hanging on the mast of the ships. Mast means nothing but the high towers of the with the help of which the ships what do you call them, some long cloth will be hanging there, and you can see one or two posts there on the ships. Okay, and the lamps were hung on the mast of the ships. At last he came to the poor woman's house where the swallow was asked to go and help. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in, as shown in the picture. The boy was tossing feverishly on his head. Tossing means moving this way and that way on the bed. He was unable to sleep because he had fever. And the mother had fallen asleep because she had been working since morning and she was very much exhausted, tired of work, and she fell asleep. But the boy was unable to sleep. He had fever and he was hungry and thirsty. She was so tired, and so she fell asleep. He hoped and laid the great ruby on the table, just like birds hop, means they may jump and walk, and laid. And the swallow went into the house to the window, and she placed the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Thimble means a metal or plastic cap with a closed end, worn to protect the finger and push the needle in sewing. While stitching through with the help of needle, they wear a cap made of plastic or rubber or sometimes metal to protect the finger from pricking. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better. And he sank into the delicious slumber. Then the swallow flew gently, carefully round the bed where the little boy was lying, fanning. It flapped its wings, and that's what you call fanning the boy's forehead, and some cool air or breeze blew towards him as the swallow, the tiny bird, flapped its wings, and the boy felt that was very comfortable. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better. I must be recovering, feeling comfortable. And he sank, sunk. He sank into delicious slumber, means he fell, or he had a sound sleep. Delicious means actually used for food to describe which is very tasty, but here a sound sleep. Slumber means sleep. Soon the boy fell asleep. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. The swallow did whatever the prince asked it to do. That means it helped the seamstress. It is curious, strange, he remarked. He stated, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. So I feel comfortable despite the weather being cold. That's because you have done a good action. Because you have done a good deed on behalf of me, and you made the seamstress and her son happy. So that made me comfortable. I still feel very comfortable and quite warm despite the cold weather. It's all because of you. I am very grateful to you. The happy prince spoke to the swallow, said the prince. And the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. He started thinking for a while and then fell asleep because it was tired very much. Thinking always made him sleepy. So whenever the bird used to think, it was common for the bird, it was natural that it would fall asleep. So that day also, as it was thinking, it fell asleep. When day broke, he flew down to the river. He had a bath. So sun rose and it became bright. When day broke, means during the day, the next day, the bird flew, flown. The bird flew down to the river, that is the Nile River, and had a bath. Tonight, it started saying to itself, tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow. I accompany my friends who had been already there. And he was in high spirits at the prospect. Prospect means thought or idea. And the bird felt very happy that he was going to Egypt that night. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on top of the church steeple. And it wandered here and there, it flew here and there, it visited all the monuments and great structures. Those are in Egypt, those are in the place. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on the top of the church steeple. See where the bird is now standing, the peak of the church. The highest position of the tower of the church is called steeple. When the moon rose, he flew back. So when it became dark, the bird flew back to the happy prince. Once again, reach to the statue. Have you any commissions for Egypt? Any work or business or task? Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. I am leaving for Egypt. Have anything for you to do in Egypt? I will do it for you. I am going to Egypt. The little swallow informed the happy prince, the statue of the happy prince. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. Once again, as usual, when the prince came to know that the swallow was leaving for Egypt, he requested the little bird to stay one more night there, and some other good deed was there. He wanted to help some other person who was in trouble. I am waited for Egypt, but the swallow replied that he was about to leave for Egypt because his friends were waiting for him, answered the swallow. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. Garret means small dark room at the top of the house. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. So, what the man was doing? He was leaning over a desk, and the desk was covered with papers. Means he was a writer or a playwright, and he usually finds his livelihood by writing plays, dramas, stories, etc. And in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets, and on the table there is a glass like a flower vase, and it contained a number of flowers, violets, and which are withered means dried, okay, faded. And his hair is brown and crisp, and his hair is brown in color, and crisp means dry and straight, because he did not apply any oil, and it looked dry and straight and brown in color. And his lips are red as a pomegranate. See, his lips appear to be red in color. Oh, as red as pomegranate. Simile is being used here. In text also, in prose also, sometimes literary ways may be used to have some emphasis or effect. His lips are red as a pomegranate, and he has large and dreamy eyes, and he is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write anymore. There is no fire in the grate, means fireplace, where usually people sit in such cold countries to get warmth. And hunger has made him faint. He was very poor, and he had to write the play and hand out to the director for the theatre or of the theatre, for which he would be given some money. But now he couldn't write it. He couldn't continue his writing. He was very much famished. It means he was very hungry, and there was no fire in the grate also to keep him comfortable, and he was suffering from cold. It was being cold, and he was being very hungry and weak, couldn't write it. I will wait with you one night longer. Okay, the swallow agreed to wait or to stay one more night, and to help the people on behalf of the prince, who really had a good heart. Yes, you have really a noble heart, and you want to help the people, the needy and the poor. Yes, I will help you. I will be the messenger. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. Then he inquired the king that he should take another valuable stone to the young playwright and give him, as he had already given one to the seamstress. Alas, I have no ruby now. I don't have rubies. Already the ruby which is in the handle of the sword was given to the seamstress. Said the prince, my eyes are all that I have left, and they are made of rare sapphires, which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. But now I have only sapphires which were studded in place of my eyes. Those are also very precious, very valuable, and those were very ancient, means 1,000 years ago. He ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play, he said. Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. And the happy prince asked the swallow to pluck one of the sapphires, the gems, the precious gems, which was studded in place of his eyes, and give that to the playwright, so that he would sell that stone, the valuable or precious stone, to the jeweler and buy firewood and make the place around him comfortable, and could finish that play and hand over to the uh, person, owner of the theater, and get some money. Okay, dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. No, I'm sorry that I cannot do that. I cannot take the sapphire which is used in place of your eyes, and I'm helpless. He started crying. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. Do as I order you. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eyes, as the swallow had nothing to do with that, and as the king, the prince ordered it, the swallow plucked one of the sapphires in the prince's eyes and flew away to the young man's garret. That means balcony, where the playwright was sitting and writing. It was easy enough to get it. It was very comfortable or convenient for the swallow to get into that garret, to reach the playwright, as there is a hole in the roof. Through the hole, it was being very small in size. The swallow could easily had an access into the playwright's house. Through the hole, he darted, means moved forward, and came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hands, because he was very much tired, famished, and he could not bear the cold or biting weather there. And so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings, and so he was unable to hear the flutter, means the moving sounds of the bird's wings. He could not hear, or he paid no attention to the birds fluttering. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. Okay, the swallow just placed the sapphire, the valuable blue color gem or stone, the precious stone, in front of him on the table. And when he looked up, when the writer looked up, then it appeared to him bright in color among the withered violets. I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. Oh, I am very fortunate, I am very lucky to have this, God's grace. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. Yes, I can now finish. Okay. He felt energized, became active, because he had a hope that he could sell the precious stone and continue writing his plays or dramas. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy, very delighted. The next day, the swallow flew down to the harbor. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailor working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow, but nobody minded. And when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. And again, the swallow wanted to fly for Egypt. And the same was informed to the prince. And it almost reached the harbor. He sat on the mast of a large vessel. You can see in the picture. Those poles are called masts. We can see the ship as long as it disappears with the help of the masts, the high poles. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailors working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow. But nobody minded, nobody listened to its words. And when the moon rose, when it became dark, he flew back to the happy prince once again. I have come to bid you goodbye. Your Majesty, my dear Prince, I am now going for Egypt, and I have just come to inform you that to take leave from you. He cried, "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince. "Will you not stay with me one night longer?" "It's winter," answered the swallow. And the prince once again requested the swallow to stay one more night so that he could help some other poor and needy people. And the swallow said, "It's winter. It's being very cold or extremely cold, and the snow will soon be here. A lot of snow is falling here, and this total place will be covered with snow. In is one of the forms of precipitation. In Egypt, the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them." Okay. "In the square below," said the happy prince, "there stands a little match girl. She has let her matches fall in the gutter, and they are all spoiled." And so here the king, the happy prince, narrated or told the swallow that there is a match girl, little match girl, who sells matchsticks, and she has let her matches fall while she was taking them for selling in the market. They all accidentally fell in the gutter. Gutter means the drainage, and they are all spoiled. They all became wet, and the matchsticks were not useful as they were wet. Her father will beat her, and she had to actually sell them in the market and take the money and give to her father. Now they all fell in the gutter drainage and became wet, and if she did not sell them and take the money and hand over to her father, he would beat her. If she does not bring home some money, her father would not accept, and she is crying now. She was helpless. She has no shoes or stockings, and her little head is bare, means no scarf and no cap. "Pluck out my other eye." Another eye sapphire is there. Two sapphires were there, one already plucked and given to the playwright, and one more is there. "Pluck out my other eye," and means detach us, take it off, and give it to her, and her father will not beat her, so that she could sell the precious gem, the sapphire, and get some money and hand over to her father, and he would not beat her. "I will stay with you one night longer," said the swallow. The swallow accepted to do the deed. "But I cannot pluck out your eye. You would be quite blind then. See, you may become totally blind if I pluck that other sapphire." "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," said the prince, "do as I command you." Okay? Please do as I say to you. So he plucked out the prince's other eye, and darted means moved forward, moved down with it. He swooped fast means flew rapidly to the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. Palm means the lower part of your hand. Okay? Drop into her hands. "What a lovely bit of glass," cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. Her happiness has no boundary, no limits. She felt very happy that she had a valuable stone, gem, sapphire, and she became glad, delighted, and she ran home. Then the swallow came back to the prince. "You are blind now," he said, "so I will stay with you always. I am not going to leave for Egypt, because you are blind now. You cannot see the suffering of the people around you, and I will stay here and help you." "No, little swallow," said the poor prince, "you must go away to Egypt. No, you have helped me thrice. Now you may go, or you must go away to Egypt. Your friends might be waiting for you." "No, I will stay with you always. I appreciate your generosity. You are being very kind-hearted, and I wanted to help you. I wanted to be with you, said the swallow, and he slept at the prince's feet. All the next day he sat on the prince's shoulder, as shown in the picture, and told him stories of what he had seen in strange lands. Dear little swallow, said the prince, you tell me of marvelous things, means wonderful things, fantastic things. But more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and women. See, especially the suffering of the people, men and women. There is no mystery so great as misery. Misery means sorrow. Okay. There is no mystery so great as misery. That means being poor, suffering from lack of basic needs is nothing but a great mystery which is not disclosed or revealed. Fly over my city. Please go through the city. Okay, little swallow, and tell me what you see there, and bring me the important news. Were there any people still suffering? The prince requested the swallow. So the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry. And it found, as it was flying, it could see the rich people were very glad, very happy, and enjoying themselves in their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates having nothing to eat. He flew into the dark lanes, the slum areas, and saw the white faces of starving children. Starving means remaining hungry without food. And looking out listlessly means helplessly at the black streets, that somebody would come and offer some help. Okay, in our country, the richer, there is a lot of gap between the rich and poor, and the rich are becoming more richer. Okay, the rich people are becoming richer day by day, and the poor are becoming still poorer. Under the archway of a bridge, two little boys were lying in each other's arms to try and keep themselves warm, as shown there. How hungry we are, and they had nothing to eat, and so they were together to keep them comfortable. Extreme weather conditions around them. You must not lie here, shouted the watchman. And the watchman nearby, as he was passing, he asked them not to stay there, move away from there, and this place is prohibited. And they wandered out, means they moved out into the rain. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen about the pathetic condition of the beggars and the little boys. I am covered with fine gold, said the prince. You must take it off, leaf by leaf, and give it to the poor. The living always think that gold can make them happy. Okay, listen to the news or information from the swallow. The prince asked the swallow to remove or to take up the gold which is gilded over him. That means it comes leaf by leaf, layer by layer, and you must take it off leaf by leaf and give it to the poor people. And the living always think that, the people who are alive always think that this kind of gold and valuable things make them happy and lead a comfortable life. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold and swallow picked off day by day, daily, that was taking some amount of some layers of gold in order to give to the poor people, till the happy prince looked quite dull and grey. And as the gold color gold painting was removed, leaf by leaf, layer by layer, and after some days the appearance of the statue was shabby, and the statue of the happy prince looked very dull and grey. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier, means they became very happy, and they laughed and played in the street. We have bread now, we have something to eat now, they cried. We need not suffer. They felt very happy. Then the snow came. Once again it became very cold, and after the snow came the frost. Frost means nothing but the thin layers of the ice which usually form when the temperature falls below 0 degrees Celsius, and it was one of the forms of precipitation. and the weather became still worse, unbearable due to the extreme cold conditions. The streets looked as if they were made of silver, because everywhere the streets and the roads and the houses and everything was covered with snow, and appeared as though they were painted or made of silver, white in color. Everybody went about in furs. That means everybody wore some kind of sweaters made of wool or fur, and some kind of comforters. And the little boys wore scarlet caps, bright colored caps, and skated with the ice, and they felt very happy. The poor little swallow grew grown. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder. It could not bear the suffering, but he would not leave the prince. He would not leave the prince. It wanted to remain with the prince and help him. He loved him too well, very much. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door. The pieces, crumbs means the piece of bread, outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking, and she lived on that and tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. But at last he knew that he was going to die, and the swallow understood that he was sure to die in a few days. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more, and it did not have enough strength to reach and fly and reach the shoulder of the prince. It mustered all its strength. "Goodbye, dear prince," he murmured. He spoke in low voice. "Will you let me kiss your hand? You are being very kind-hearted, magnanimous, generous. I appreciate you. I want to kiss your hand. I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last," the princess said. The happy prince said to it, spoke, and that he felt very happy or glad that the bird was going for Egypt finally. And said the prince, "You have stayed too long here, but you must kiss me on lips, not my hand, for I love you." So he asked the swallow to kiss him on his lips, for he loved it very much. "It's not to Egypt that I am going," said the swallow. "I am not really going for Egypt. I am not leaving for Egypt. I am going to the house of death. I am very much weak. I am exhausted. I am not feeling well. So I am about to die. Death is the brother of sleep. Okay. After we die, we appear to be as though we were sleeping in sound manner. That means a dead person appears to be a person sleeping soundly. So death is brother of sleep, because the dead people cannot wake up, cannot rise again. Is he not? And he kissed the happy prince on the lips as he was asked, and fell down dead at his feet. At that moment a curious crack sounded inside the statue, and when the swallow died and fell at the feet of the happy prince, what happened simultaneously at the same time? A curious means strange crack, means the statue of the inside statue of the happy prince was broken, developed a crack. That means the heart, which is made of lead, was also broken inside, because the prince who was in the form of statue could not bear the separation of the bird, swallow, who helped him a lot. At that moment a curious crack sounded inside the statue, as if something had broken, and the fact is that the leaden heart he had snapped right in two, became into two parts. It was broken into two parts. It surely was a dreadfully hard frost, unbearable frost. I told you what frost is. Early the next morning, the mayor was walking, the head of the city was walking in the square below in company with the town councillors. So the mayor, accompanied by his councillors or his members came to the street. As they passed the column where the Happy Prince statue was erected, he looked up the statue. Dear me, how shabby, means untidy, unattractive. The Happy Prince looks, he said. How shabby indeed. And the statue looked very shabby. Why? Because the valuable stone which is in the handle of the sword was removed, and the sapphires in place of the princess eyes were also removed, and the gold which was gilded or which covered the statue, which made it bright and beautiful, was also removed layer by layer in order to help the poor people. Now the statue of the Happy Prince indeed looked very shabby or untidy, and who always agreed with the mayor and went up to look at it, and they also felt, they were also in the opinion, the mayor and his councillors, that the statue looked very ugly. The ruby has fallen out of his sword, his eyes are gone, and he is golden no longer, said the mayor. In fact, he is little better than a beggar, and now he will appear to be a beggar in rags. Little better than a beggar, said the town councillors. That means they decided to change the statue. They decided to melt it and remake. And here is actually a dead bird at his feet, continued the mayor, and they found the swallow dead there. We must really issue a proclamation, means order or rule, that birds are not to be allowed to die here. They did not know the reason behind the death of the swallow, and the bond or the that means the strong love and the relation between the prince and the swallow. They just felt it casual, and the town clerk made a note on the suggestion that birds would not be allowed to wander or fly over and die miserably. So they pulled down the statue of the Happy Prince, they dismantled it, and as he is no longer beautiful, he is no longer useful, said the art professor at the university. Then they melted the statue, because it was made of some kind of metal on which gold was coated, gilded. Then they melted the statue in a furnace, in a big equipment where metals, maybe ores or the strong metals usually melted. What a strange thing, said the overseer, means supervisor of the workmen at the foundry, means the furnace or the workshop for casting metals, for making them, for melting and making them into some kind of tools or instruments. This broken lead heart will not melt. So he found that heart inside the statue, which was made of lead, was broken, and he said that the broken lead heart will not melt, will not become liquid in the furnace, and so he decided to throw it away. We must throw it away. It is of no use. So they threw it on a dust heap and a garbage where the dead swallow was also lying. Now the workmen found the heart of the prince, which was broken, useless, and threw onto the dump or debris or rubbish, and the dead body of the little bird swallow was also found there. They were together on the dust heap now. Bring me the two most precious things in the city, said God to one of his angels. Then God ordered his angels to bring two precious or most valuable things from the city. And the angel brought him. So his messengers went to the city to find and bring the most valuable or the most precious things in the city. And they found the leaden heart and the dead bird. They understood the value of the leaden heart and the dead bird and the good deeds performed by them, and you have rightly chosen and handed over to the means God Almighty. And God praised the angels and saying that you have rightly chosen, said God, for in my garden of paradise this little bird shall sing forever and more, and in my city of gold the happy prince shall praise. Okay, I want the little bird, the swallow, to sing in my paradise forever, and I want this gold, the happy prince shall praise me. The golden heart of this happy prince should praise me forever. That means that God decided to keep those in heaven, the place where gods and angels live forever. The bird would sing delightfully, and happy prince would stay there praising or complimenting the God and angels. It was the decision taken by the God. Okay, my dear students, what is the theme of this lesson? What did you learn? Outward beauty is nothing. Okay, internal beauty, beauty that lies inside is very important. How we look from outside is not important. That will fade away. Outward beauty is nothing. It is just a show, appearance. The real beauty lies in form of love and sacrifice. Love and sacrifice are two saving forces that everybody must inculcate. There is great gap between the rich and poor, the rulers and the masses. Okay, the rich become richer, the poor become poorer, and the gap, the disparity or the gap must be removed, must be eliminated, and this kind of differences between the rich and poor must be uprooted from the society, and everybody should enjoy equal status. There should not be rich and the poor. God loves those who love their fellow human beings. Okay, we must love our fellow beings. Okay, service to mankind is service to God. God lies everywhere. We need not go to temple, pilgrims, spending a lot of time and money. If we help the poor and needy, that is nothing but an invaluable service to God. Okay, God will appreciate us. Thank you.